Chris Gunzz here with Julio Diaz. Julio, big fight coming up on Saturday the 26th. They got the kid returning to battle, yet another young lion. You're fighting in the main event against Keith Tame Thurman, and he's 22-0, 20 knockouts. You're a veteran, and I know you study all your opponents that you're going to fight. When you look at Keith Thurman, what makes him, in your eyes, the promising star that they're making him out to be, if you see him as promising yourself?
Well, you know what? I see what I see when I see Thurman. I see a dangerous fighter because he's unpredictable. I think he ain't that good, as a boxer. That's what makes him so dangerous, because he's unpredictable. He's kind of wild. He throws punches from these awkward directions, and he has power in both hands. So that's an opponent you got to respect and be very cautious with, But his defense and his technical and his skill and stuff, he's no Mayweather, I think he's very beatable, but you got to be very, very cautious.
Yeah. Give us a peek inside this camp. You stayed pretty busy since you returned from a 14-month layoff from 2011 to 2012. This time you got to work again with Tim Bradley as he prepared for Manny Pacquiao. So Tim, having been in camp, had to give you a lot of good work for this camp. Give us a peek inside. What happened in this camp that's different, or that prepares you in a much better way and more better for Keith Thurman?
You know what? I've always stayed busy, and when we had the opportunity to help Timothy Bradley with the sparring, it helped me just to stay in shape. But not really for this fight, because I was helping Timothy as a southpaw. I was imitating Pacquiao. So as far as the game plan for this fight, that was no use, because I was fighting as a southpaw, a lefty. But other than that, I've always stayed busy, and I just like to be on standby busy. You know what I'm saying? Always being in the gym, just kind of idling, waiting to see what comes around my way. The public, all the media, and I'll always see on the web, everybody just retired me 2 years ago. But then again, I still keep on making noise. I still keep on in main events and headlining, and I still keep on performing. Fights that I win, they don't give them to me. Fights that I win, they give it a draw. And all these guys are world champions, and look at, they're shocking the world. So you compare my performance and these guys, for instance, Sean Porter. I mean, what does that say about me? But people still they feel comfortable saying, this guy's old, Julio's done, Julio's gonna get hurt. And that kind of angers me, but motivates me. This last fight with Amir Khan, oh man, I turned on the internet and everybody, man, poor guy, this guy's old, what you doing over there, he's gonna get hurt, he's too slow. And look at what happened, man. I beat Amir Khan, I don't care what anybody says, because when you control a fight, you dictate the pace of the fight, you're always hurting this guy, you drop this guy, you always have him in trouble every round. How can you not win? So I won the fight. The first fight with Sean Porter, I beat him. They gave it a draw. And now look where Sean Porter's at. So you tell me, am I done? What's that say about me?
Exactly. And so you played Manny Pacquiao in sparring with Tim. How many rounds did you spar with Tim?
I was his first sparring, his main sparring, his only sparring, the first 3 weeks of his camp, and so I got him when he was a little heavier and he was a little stronger, because he was a little heavier. But we do good work. I mean, Tim's a very, very tough a person to be in the ring with. He's high intensity, and he works very hard, and he cuts you no break. He never gets a breather. He's high intensity, and there's no quitting him.
Yeah, how would you rate your own performance against Tim when he's? Is it even fair? I mean, were you in fighting shape as much as he was, or did he get in camp and before you? Because he did fight. It's been a couple weeks.
We actually began about the same time. Mm-hmm. So we were both, just a little out of weight, and just trying to get our timing and working together. Tim's always been very professional with that. Once we get going, we get going. But yeah, we both started off a little slow, and we started escalating our technique and just getting faster. And once he got a little more tuned up, I had to go to my own camp, and then brought in other sparring partners.
Yeah, and I mentioned your break in May of 2011. You lost. You were stopped by Kendall Holt, and you came back 14 months later, and you stayed pretty busy since then. You got a record of 2-2 with one draw, but like you already mentioned, all records aren't created equal, I guess. In 2012, you returned as a welterweight, and you KO'd Henry Orad and Hector Sanchez, both in the 5th round. And your next fight was against Sean Porter, and you mentioned Sean Porter. And boxing is the kind of sport where you could actually, like, your stock could rise when you're with a loss, with a draw like yours did against Sean Porter and Amir Khan, like you mentioned. And it could also rise just sitting on your couch watching the guys you fought before fight. And when we see what Sean Porter did on Saturday, what were you thinking sitting down watching that fight? Were you surprised at all by what happened Saturday?
No, actually I wasn't, because I called it like that because I was in the ring with Sean Porter, and I'm telling you, I said this guy should be a world champion. He's a complicated and solid guy, just like Bradley. You know, he's just a tough kid. He's straight up forward, and he's built strong. You know, he don't have the best power in the world, but he's built strong. You see what I'm saying? He'll manhandle you and he'll walk you down. He's a tough guy, and he broke Marinaji really fast. He broke Alexander, you know, and so yeah, I mean, this guy's a tough guy, you know. But like I said, you know, people get blinded. They only want to see what they want to see. They keep on bringing Kendall Holt. Yeah, Kendall Holt, you know, but you gotta see, I was a lightweight for 12, 13 years. Mm-hmm. And I pushed it ignorantly. I pushed it till I could no more. I gave it up with Juan Diaz. I gave it with Kendall Holt. It wasn't me. It was my body's always weak. In sparring partner, I was always rocked in days because I was so weak. I should have just jumped straight to 147. You know, I was 12, 13 years in the same weight class until I got weak. People say I didn't have a chin. This guy's weak. But since I moved to 147, nobody has stunned me. I haven't been rocked. I haven't been in the ropes, hurt. Since I moved up to 147. Not even Amir Khan, not even Sean Porter. Nobody has hurt me since I moved to 147. So, you tell me, you know, I became a 2-time world champion as a lightweight, being healthy, but then I pushed it too much. But now at 147, I feel healthier. You know, my body responds to it. So, you know what? I know people are counting me out. They retired me 2 or 3 years ago. I'm grateful that I'm still healthy and I'm still here and I'm giving you guys good performances. That's all I can ask for.
Exactly, and you're being rewarded. You get another big fight and another meaningful fight, and I like seeing that because sometimes people do get ran off, like you were after that Kendall Holt stoppage. But you rededicated yourself and came back. You took a nice break and came back at a different weight, and people see what they see from you, and they reward you with another big fight. And I'm glad they did because they could have just threw you away and gave you that draw with Sean Porter and then tried to forget about you, but I'm glad that they didn't do that. How do you feel when you are watching Sean Porter? Do you realize that your stock goes up? Do you believe even deeper in yourself and even more in yourself after you see him do that to Paulie Malignaggi, but he couldn't do that to you? And most people even, I mean, they know you won that first fight. How do you feel inside about that? Do you?
Yeah, of course, a bit more of it because I mean, you are like I was here at my house, just in the couch by myself, watching Sean Porter. This guy, I shared 2 decisions with him, and it was a back-to-back equal fight. And I was like, man, look at this guy just walking through these guys. He's a world champion now. I mean, if people will pay attention, like then what to say about me? They so-called old guy over the hill and so on and so forth. So, you know what? It is what it is, you know. You know, they could say whatever they want, but I'm glad and I'm blessed with the opportunity to still be in the mix at the point of my career right now, still headlining main events and still making some noise. I'm so happy with that, and I'm proud of myself with that because the way boxing has changed, it's not like it used to before. Undefeated records and wins was what made you. Now, these days, it's about performances. People want to see a good show, and that's what I have brought. this time around. I take a lot of risks. I'll go out of my game plan, out of my safe zone, just to put up a good show. And thank God the public has responded. Promoters have appreciated it. And that's why they keep bringing me. Whether they bring me back as a bait, as a stepping stone, as a punching bag, I don't care. I welcome the opportunity and the work, and that's all I can ask for. The rest is up to me.
Yeah, and you derailed Sean Porter in that first fight for a while. You set him back because he was going to be getting the shot in a big fight next, and instead it went to you. You fought Amir Khan in Great Britain. You said yourself you thought you won that fight too. And I know Amir Khan had a lot of respect for you. You put him down. You rocked him many times. Most people there thought you won even. So then you gave Sean Porter the rematch, and you didn't have to do that because most people thought you won that fight too. So, so having that loss, and that time I think he deserved that decision. So really that should put you just at 1-1. But do you feel any pressure going into this fight, trying to do the same thing against Keith Thurman, or?
You know what? I learned the hard way. See, I have no excuse. With Sean Porter, the second fight, the first fight, I went with the game plan. Let's be smart. I have nothing to prove. You know, let's just do the fight. The second fight with Sean Porter, I was up by myself. I had no corner. I didn't listen to them. I fought with emotion. I was like, you know what? I don't want to get robbed again. You know, I'm going to go balls out. I don't care. I'm going to knock me out or I'm going to knock you out. I just fought reckless. No game plan, no strategy, no nothing. Just hit me, I hit you back, and that's it. And he stuck to his game plan, and you know, and I knew I lost that fight. Throughout the fight was going, you know when you're winning or you're losing. And I knew I was losing that fight. His strategy worked that day, and he beat it fair and square. But with the Amir Khan, I used more intelligence. With Keith Thurman, I have nothing to prove. You know? Mm-hmm. I'm already gonna get knocked out. Everything I read is about, you know, poor guy. It's sad, you know. And so it's okay. You know, so every round I survive is a plus for me. I got no pressure. I'm gonna stick to my game plan. I got nothing to prove. And I will let my 25 years of experience do its thing around, and my preparation. And the main thing with me is that I respect my opponents, but I don't fear nobody. Nothing scares me. I mean, look at my record. Diaz, 22-0, 20 kills. Yeah. He destroyed them, retired them. You know, the records don't fool me. Susto Ascension, 18-0, 15 KOs. Yep. I destroyed them, retired them. See, that, you know, for me, it's not, you know, how many wins you have. It's who you beat. How many knockouts you have. Who have you knocked out? You know, I remember back in the day, they used to tell me, oh, you're going to fight this guy. It's okay, he has 5 losses. Oh, shit, but he only lost to Corrales, he lost to Barrera, he lost to Castillo. That's it. Like, damn, so this guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, who did he lose to? See, Keith Thurman, I mean, you know, I'm not taking away his credit or nothing, but, I mean, on his resume, 80% of his fights have been in his hometown. And against who? You know, so we'll see. I'll be the judge of that. I'll tell you. I'll be straight up. I'll tell you after the fight.
Yeah, and I know you never pull punches, and you're always honest. I never heard you talking to me when you weren't honest. And
yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, man. You know what? This guy is damn tough, yep. And this guy's gonna be something. Well, I'll tell you. You know what? It's not what it looks like. It's not all that. I gotta give credit when credit's due. So yeah, I mean, I'm walking in, you know, with a lot of respect to Keith Thurman. He's a strong guy. He looks to be very dangerous, but you never know until I get ahead of him.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee.
I don't get ahead of myself.
Yep, I'll guarantee you one thing though. I'll bet you after that Sean Porter performance, and the people who know boxing, because a lot of people didn't see that first fight with Sean Porter, but to the people that know boxing and follow it and know the performance you put up in that fight and against the Amir Khan, I think people will they will reanalyze that fight on especially Saturday night. Showtime got Al Bernstein there. He's a nice boxing guy. He knows his thing, and I know that the people who know boxing will let the people know exactly who Julio Diaz is, and it won't shock the world. I don't think if you pulled it off, because people know exactly what you bring to the table. Do you? People are looking at Keith Thurman though, like he is a young lion, and you're the older lion. You're not.
He's a hot name right now, and that's how it works. You know, they keep on giving people on the plate whatever's new out there, and people tend to count everybody out. But I mean, that's the business. It's supposed to happen. We gotta get new young lions that are gonna come up in the future. You know, so I understand that.
There's nothing you haven't seen though. You're a lifer in the game. You're from a boxing family, 2-time champion. How do you prepare for a fight? You got your brother training you, Joel, who's a great trainer. He knows how to train fighters and prepare them for big fights. How do you come up with a game plan? Do you watch the films, or do you just let Joel go through the films and come up with a fight plan? How do you prepare for a fight from fight to fight?
Look, if I'll be very honest with you, in all my career, I've always been like that. All my career, not just this fight. All my life, I only watch one day. Who are you fighting? Who are you fighting? So and so. Let me see I look him up. Oh, okay. He's one of those. Because through my experience, I have fought about 200 amateur fights and so much professional. I've been through every style there is out there. So I could relate. Oh, okay, he's one of these guys. He's one of these guys. You know, so now seen one, seen them all. And that's my strategy. I don't like to look at these guys too much, because the more you look, the more you'll find. You create a monster, and you give him too much respect, because you create this guy that's sometimes not really there. Because you see him, you dream about him, you wake up thinking about him, and you make him into this big monster, and sometimes he's not even there, and you give him so much respect that you'll fight a different fight because you've been dreaming about him the whole camp. So I just say, okay, this is the guy who's fighting. Do your work. I know the experience will get in the first round, and now I know what to do.
Yeah. So you can't tell me what you see as a weakness in Keith Thurman, because you don't even try to build it up like that. You don't even know it like that. You just wait till you get in there and feel it for yourself.
Yes. I just feel him, and I'm telling you, I have so much experience. Yes, because I'm older, but that's a good thing. You know, I already know. I'll see things that nobody sees being in there. I'll feel when he starts breaking, when he starts slowing down. If I hurt him, we see that. But anything could happen. Like I said, especially with the Keith Thurman, one punch could change the whole fight. And like I said, you never know. We'll see. You know, it's an interesting fight. But one thing I could guarantee you, I always come to fight, and you guys have seen that. I'm not coming to take a knee. I'm not coming for a check and take a dive. I come to win, you know. And like I said, I need to fight, but I'm gonna give it my best, and I've been preparing for a win, for an upset, you know.
Yep. And I love talking to you, because you're one of those guys who can admit that you can't win them all, and you didn't win them all, but you know you're going to give your best performance, and those are the That's what I love. I love talking to people like you. I love talking to you.
I mean, it would be foolish for me to tell you, oh, I'm gonna keep Thurman, I'm gonna destroy him. How do you blab your mouth like that? When look at this guy's record. This guy's strong. This guy's power in both hands. He's on top of his game. You know, it'll be foolish to me to blab out my mouth like that. You gotta give credit when credit's due. So I like to tell you, I got my weapons. He has his weapons. We're gonna see Saturday night whose game plan comes out better. And but I could assure you, I'm gonna give you guys a good performance, and it'll be a hell of a fight, because you guys know me. I don't even tell you. I come to fight, and I don't just walk in there and bow down and take a knee and go home. Yeah.
Exactly. That's one of the guarantees. Do you feel any pressure after your team experiences a loss? Like your brother Joel is your trainer, and he's what's his mood like differently in training after coming off of a loss? Like Bradley just lost to Pacquiao. Is it different than when Bradley won against Pacquiao, or when he comes off a big win? Does it put pressure on you to?
Yeah, ironically, it's funny to say, because you compare it from the first fight when they won. Actually, the first fight when they won, they came home. They were disappointed. They were angry, and they were mad at the whole boxing world. They thought the mood was like a loss.
Yeah.
And this time, they're cool. They're satisfied with their performance. It's like a win. And Bradley with his head up, and he's happy. He put up a good performance. Even although he didn't get the win, but his performance, he's satisfied with it. He put up a good fight, and he gave the people a good show, and that's what he wanted.
Yeah, and his mood was different. I noticed that even in the post-fight interviews. What did Tim say to you after? Did you hear? Well, I'm sure you got a chance to talk to him. Did he mention anything about it?
He came to my camp and watching me train. He was discussed, and he just said, "Man, you know what? I'll create a backyard, and he threw some hard punches. Bradley kind of burned himself out a little bit, and he kind of died out in the middle of the fight. But you know what? I was there, and although I hurt my calf, I fought through it, and it was a tough fight. But he said he enjoyed it. He was just banging it out. He goes, "Yeah, I loved it. That's what the people wanted to see. I gave them what they wanted to see." And he took that chance, and I personally, as a fan, watching the fight from home, I enjoyed the fight. I think it was exciting, and
Yeah, and I loved how they talked after too. I like that when fighters could talk and be friendly to each other after the fight's over. I'm tired of beefs going on long after the fight's over. I love how you and Tim are. It's a classy camp, and your brother's a classy trainer. I love hearing warriors like you, and you're one of the great warriors in the game. Can't root against you. Every single time I talk to you, you never have a bad word to say about anybody. Classy guy. Always have to root for you. Anyone who wants to see a classy champion gladiator, tune in to Showtime. Check out Julio the Kid Diaz trying to derail another young lion. Saturday night, the 26th, going up against another young hungry lion and Keith Thurman, and trying to turn back and derail another guy. I look forward to it. I wish you a lot of luck, and I'll talk to you after the fight. Good luck, champ. Appreciate it.
All right, Chris. Appreciate your time, man. As always.